Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to our All-Canadian Toronto Blue Jays. It is all going wrong. We're going to go to the Milwaukee Brewers today after the All-Star break. And the reason it's going wrong is we're just going to zoom in here to the injured list. And we have just been, our pitching, which was not good anyway, has been decimated. We are without Sorotka, Patskin, Mitch Brandt, who was like our great young hope and was doing okay. He's got Tommy John surgery on the way. Adam Mako, who's another young starter. He's out 8 to 9 months. Brigden, who was okay in the bullpen. I mean, anybody who sort of was a decent bullpen, sort of at major league standard, even if not particularly good major league, they're all injured, and it's, to be honest, it's a little bit getting embarrassing. We'll go and have a quick look here at the home screen. Now, we also were without Freddie Freeman for about a month or two. He injured and then just kept relapsing, and he couldn't get him fit. So, other than Vlad Jr., this has been an absolute disaster, and it's only getting worse. We don't have a pitching staff, and there's nothing I can do about it. As I've said many times, we have what we have, and we don't have much, basically. If we go and have a quick look at the standings, you will see here that we are now the worst team in baseball. We're close. We're close to the Marlins. We're not too far away from the Brewers, who we are facing today. So the old two bald men fighting over a cone, potentially. So if we don't win this, then it really is just a bit of a, yeah, not a good situation. But we're 22.5 games back of the Boston Red Sox at the All-Star break. If we go and have a look here, we are 16 games outside. I mean, the Tigers are 10 games better than us, essentially. So it's that bad. It's that bad. We go and have a look at some of the league leaders. Vlad Jr. has been brilliant. Deshaun Brown is, or Desan Brown, I should say, is stealing bases, which is good to see. But that is it. There is not much else to write home about. If we go and have a look at the pitching stats, sort of what we have left of a pitching staff. And this is it here. If we're looking for bright sparks, we're going to see Balacovic today. He has been pitching out of the bullpen. He'll get a start because we're just out of options. Yeah, I mean, Pavetta's done okay as a starter, but that's really it. There's nobody else in the starting ranks that's doing okay. Other guys that are looking okay, Markland is looking like a major league pitcher. Curtis Taylor, Wick, and Romano are doing okay. Matty Brash, we've changed him from closing. He wasn't doing a terrible job. You can see the ERA is not great. So he was blowing a few as well. So yeah, we've made a change there. Put Romano as the closer. And we're missing so many that it's not like the guys who are missing are setting the world on fire anyway. So it is what it is somewhat. But yeah, that's the pitching stuff. Let's have a look at the hitters. And yeah, I mean, we are doing okay without doing brilliantly. Tyler O'Neill has been a disgrace, if I'm honest. For some reason, the manager decides that Denzel Clark, who is doing well when he plays, is not going to play, even with a WAR of 1.3, and we're going to play Calabrese instead. So that's annoying me a little bit. But outside of that, the manager's doing a decent job. We've got some decent players. As I said, Vlad's brilliant. Freeman's been injured, but he's coming back. And I thought the pitching would be okay for us, but it would be the hitting that would let us down. And I feel like it's just the complete opposite of that. I feel like our bats are able to compete at major league level for the most part. You can see OBS plus. There's a lot of guys there that are above 100. So, you know, which I believe 100 is sort of your average major league player, if I'm not mistaken. So the bats can do it. The pitching very much cannot. But anyway, that's, as I said, is what it is. We have what we have. Let's go and have a look at the lineups, though, as we face the Milwaukee Brewers in Milwaukee. All right, so the matchups look okay, don't they? Calabrese leads us off in center field. Lopez bats second at short. It is Freeman back in the lineup, batting third at first even. Vlad cleans up at third base. Julian is designated hitter at 5. Toro bats 6. He's at second base. Naylor, despite a little bit of an injury, is batting 7 in right field. Desan Brown is in left field. He bats 8. Bo Naylor, the catcher, bats 9. As I say, it's Jordan Balacovic. It's his first start. He has a 3-2 record at ERA of 4.64, a whip of 1.36. We're up against Christian Hernandez for them. He has 18 games or 18 appearances. He has a 2-11 record, an ERA of 1.13, and a whip of 1.48. Now, we've seen before, nothing improves a pitcher's form like facing our Jays. Let's hope that for once we kind of get what we're expecting here. And if these ERAs hold out, we even might win a game here. All right, welcome to Milwaukee. It's an American Family Park. I think I've looked at this before, haven't I? We seem to play, between this and the Cubs series, we seem to play the Brewers on a very regular basis. But anyway, in terms of the All-Stars, there was one. It was Vlad Jr. Obviously. Freeman. I mean, to be honest, even if he was fit, I don't know that he'd done enough to be an All-Star this year. So that's obviously disappointing. As Calabrese pathetically pops it up, bringing Lopez to the plate, who is batting .261. Lopez has got his 100th career RBI since we saw him last. He has spent some time on the injured list as well, but he sends that into right field's glove for 2 away, bringing Freddie Freeman up to the plate. And he is only batting he's only batting .264, which by his standards is not quite good enough, is it? We'd expect more from him. But he pops that up to end the first. It's a 1-2-3 inning. In will come Balacovic. I think I have started him in a game before, but he certainly hasn't started many. And he's going to face a first pitch swing. That's a ground ball to Vlad over to first, and that is 1 away. So yeah, Vlad was our All-Star this year, so well done to him. We did have the first-year player draft as well, and the draft, we need to have a conversation about the draft. There was only 8 Canadian players in it, and I'm thinking, and I'm open to feedback to this, I'm thinking that maybe the experiment has got its conclusion, in that a all-Canadian team can do okay, it can compete to a point, but it can't do much more than that, as that should end the inning without giving up a run. And we go to the second, because if we only get 8 players in a draft, it's our only way to really get the new players in. We still don't really have anybody who is going to be like Freddie Freeman is what, 35, 36. There's nobody coming through even close to replacing him. As you know, as a youngster, sort of through the draft. So I'm wondering if at the end of this season we just say, "Yep, we tried that, doesn't work," and kind of call it an experiment. But let me know if you guys want to see it keep going. There's a part of me that thinks, oh, maybe eventually, but yeah, I just struggle to see it happening. And it's a leadoff there for leadoff single for the Brewers. Brings Tommy Troy up. And there's a strikeout, so that is 1 away. In comes Mike Moustakas. I love that name. I absolutely love the name Mike Moustakas. It's popped up. Calabrese's there. That'll be 2 away. Yeah, I thought of other things, like we could try changing the manager. We could try, different things on those fronts. Ultimately, you can't put makeup on a pig, or whatever the saying is. We kind of are what we are. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking, maybe this has run its course. Because the other thing too is, like, Paxson is 36, so how much longer is he going to be around for? As what's happened there? We bunted down the first base line. It's Brown at the plate, by the way. We have a runner at first. Brown is no longer at the plate. Strikes out, bringing up Bo. And Bo has got his 250th career hit, which is very nice for somebody who was. I think he was on the Guardians sort of roster, but he certainly hadn't played much for them. So I'll take that as a nice little milestone for one of my babies. As Calabrese pops it up, gets caught out there in left field, and that'll do it for the third. Charlie Blackman will come in. Now, we had him. He was a Rocky, I think, a few years ago, wasn't he? Pretty sure I got rid of him pretty quickly at the Rockies. Anyway, he pops that out. That is 1 away. Up now will come Jake McCarthy. He is their leadoff man. He's 0 for 1. It's an 0-1 pitch. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. Does he have a play? No. Well, he does, but not in time. So a 1-out infield single. Brooks Lee comes in. He's 1 for 1. Oh, we've got him. Caught stealing. Absolutely brilliantly done, Jordan. And I've got to say, he's looking okay, isn't he? As he gives up a hit up the middle. Shouldn't have said that, of course. But only given up, was that 3 or 4 hits now? I think it is the 4th hit. Yeah, he's not doing too bad. And as I say that, of course, shut up, Aussie villain. You're just making things worse. But he did have, what was his ERA coming into this? Sort of 4.5 out of the bullpen. So, can we get the runner? Can we get the runner? Go on, Bo. No, not quite. So, runners at second and third, 2 out. This is the big at bat now. It's Matt Chapman at the plate. He is 0 for 1 today. It's a full count. And it is, it's up the middle. It's going to score 2. Calabrese's arm is not that good. And yeah, just like that, suddenly he's given up 2 runs in 3 innings, and the array goes up, doesn't it? And that is going to drop in as well. This is completely my fault, of course. Runner will stop at third. So a bit of a 2-out rally going on here that needs to end. Tommy Troy comes in. He's 0 for 1. It's a 2-0. And are we perhaps seeing here a bullpen pitcher getting into the 3rd inning and not really sure what to do perhaps. Moustakas comes back up. That should end the inning. But 3 runs cross. And yeah, I feel like that inning almost, or these first 3 innings almost perfectly, excuse me, sums up the issue we have with our pitching staff, in that they're good to a point, and then and then they all end up with ERAs at sort of 6, 7s because this happened, you know, like they have that one bad inning, and then they'll have another good 2 inning, and then they'll get another bad inning, and yeah, we just end up giving up too many runs. Now Vlad has got his 500th career RBI. Did I say that already? Since we saw him last, so that's a good milestone for him. And Julian's got his 250th career hit. So those were 2 milestones I needed to inform you of, as Julian is thrown out to end the inning. And yeah, it's just a little deflating. There we go, over to first, and that is 1 away. We'll see how the rest of the season goes as well. You know, if we can get some players back, then maybe. But the thing is, they're out for so long, aren't they? I mean, it's season over for quite a few of them. And oh, that's a well hit ball down the third base line. It doesn't help that I will play up to the point of recording before I record, so I kind of. And a little, if you watch the Football Manager series, where I sort of did the same thing with getting all bids for our players, and it just got a little bit deflating. It's kind of the same here, where it just kind of ruined your headspace a little bit, because you just see everything going wrong, and you just think, why do I bother? But Toro strikes out. It'll bring up Josh Naylor. 1-0 pitch. Naylor. It's just nothing is going our way in this one, is it? But it's only 3-0. You know, if we have one good inning, you know, we get a walk, a single, and then well, there we go. Deshaun Brown's there. Now, we know he loves a stolen base. He leads the league. Look at that. He's a brilliant runner, isn't he? Bo Naylor, what can he do? He's 0 for 1. A 1-1 pitch. Big Bo, straight up the middle, and that'll end the inning. We will go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 3-0 down, and Sal Frelick to the plate. He is 1 for 2. I missed. Is it still the same guy, Balacovic? I think it was still him. I didn't notice it said new pitcher. So let's hope he can have a good inning here, get himself 5 innings of work, 3 runs given up, and a decent outing as Chapman pops it up into left field. That is 2. It looks like a much bigger stadium than some of the other ones. Like the outfield seems to go on forever. I don't know if that's just, yeah, I don't know if that's actually true or not, but it does look a very big. Well, the fielders look smaller, maybe is the more accurate way of saying it. But that is 1 out, runners at the corners for Tommy Troy, and we really do need this out, don't we? A 2-2 pitch, and we get the strikeout. Go on, Jordan. All right, and that'll do it for him. He is responsible for 2 runners. Quantrill is on the mound, and if Quantrill's on the mound, then hold your breath, because he is not very good these days. He is a shell of a man, and he's managed to get a pop-up. Remember, like back in season 1, and Quantrill looked like he was going to be the star, and he's just faded. He's like relatively young as well. Anyway, it's still 3-0, even though we're being out hit 11-2. Calabrese will lead us off. He is 0 for 2 tonight. Full count. Calabrese into center field. Caught. 1 away. In now comes Otto Lopez. He is 0 for, I mean, everybody's 0 for, aren't they? First pitch swing. Lopez grounds it to the second baseman. 2 away. If I hadn't said Balacovic was doing well, it probably would still be 0-0, wouldn't it? Freddie Freeman now, who is 0 for 2. It's a 1-2 pitch. Looked a little bit inside, perhaps, that one, but top of the 6th is done. Christian Vasquez to lead them off. He is 0 for 2. Still Balacovic goes. You can see he has got the stamina to be a starter. Maybe it just lacks a little bit of the ability, but... Oh no, it's not. It's Quantrill now, isn't it? Of course it is. 1-2 pitch, ground ball up the first base line. We will not get that play done. So 2 on, none out now for McCarthy. I fear the way this is going to go. Oh, jeez. There goes the force. Runners at second and third with no one out. A full count. Why don't we load them with no one out? Oh no, very nicely done. Quantrill with a strikeout. We did need that. Brooks Lee now, who is 2 for 3. It's a 1-2 pitch. Can we get a second strikeout? No. It's going to be caught out there by Calabrese, but it's going to be it's not going to be a 4th run. Surely you've got to send him on that one. So suddenly 2 on, 2 out for Frelick, who is again 2 for 3. Oh, and we've walked him to load the bases for Chapman. He is 1 for 3. 2 RBIs he's already got. We don't want him adding to that tally. And it's a ground ball to Toro, who takes second base himself. And we get away with it. So still, miraculously, despite only having 2 hits to 13, we are in this game. Vlad, who has one of those 2 hits, will lead us off. It's an 0-1 pitch. And he has again popped it up. And again, that is 1 away. Again, we've got like this Hernandez, where it said his stats were crap. He's had 2 wins all season. Maybe that just says more about our hitting, but our hitting's not that bad, you know, compared to Major League standards. But I'm really annoyed that every time we come up against a pitcher who's terrible, he has the game of his life. Anyway, let's stretch while I'll just keep complaining while you get a little break from me. All right, welcome back. I think I'm just about over that. Quantrill will continue. It's Palenko, who is 3 for 3 to lead them off. First pitch swing, and well, we probably should have kept stretching. It is now 4-0. That had been coming. We really have absolutely no complaints about that. And, yeah, well, Quantrill gives up a run. There's an argument to say he possibly shouldn't still be on. But, you know, what do I know? As that's into right field as well. It's going to drop in front of Josh Naylor, and it will be a single. So, runner at first with no one out. Mastakis, who is 0 for 3. A 2-1 pitch, and that is into right. A lot of fly balls this game, isn't there? Or is that just me? Seems like a good 70% of the outs have been catchers in the outfield. A 3-1 to the catcher, and that is going to be safe at first. So 2 on, 1 out. We do make the change now. Markland comes on. Now Markland is one of the guys that is looking good. ERA of 3.83 coming into this one. He's possibly one of the finds. You know, like if we were to sort of, the club was to wind up, which may well happen after this is done. I think he's probably someone who would get a job somewhere else. Nice running catch out there in left field by Desan Brown to end the inning. But we do drop a further run back, and Josh Naylor will lead us off. It's a 1-0 pitch. Naylor gets it into left field. All right, are we going to start hitting in the 8th? It's only our 3rd of the game. Desan Brown, fresh from that wonderful catch in left field, faces a 2-2, strikes out, never mind. And Bo Naylor now, 0 for 2. He strikes out as well. I think the other 30% of outs have been us striking out, haven't they? So 1 on, 2 out. Calabrese will strike out to end the innings. Of course he will. No, he gets it up the middle. Oh, well, we've doubled our hit tally this inning. And we go for 3rd. Are we going to get thrown out there? Amazingly not. So, is there a run in this? New pitcher, Aaron Ashby, comes on to face Otto Lopez, who is 0 for 3. Now, I said he's got his 100th career RBI. Big chance to add to it, though an 0-2 pitch does make me a little bit concerned, I've got to say. And that'll do it for the 8th. It is still 4-0. Brooks Lee, who is 2 for 4. And gets hit. Well, if you can't beat them, then break them. Excellent logic there, Markland. Frelick comes up. He is 2 for 3. A 1-2 pitch, and that is into deep right center field, and it is 6-0. Oh dear. I mean, I can't even blame the starting rotation because, I mean, I just said this. I mean, the thing is that obviously pitchers give up runs. It happens. His ERA for the season is still just over 4, so it's not like he's suddenly having a terrible season, but as he gives up a walk there. The inning is still young, though, of course. Palenko, who is 4 for 4 now. That's just getting annoying, isn't it? And that might even be a double play. That'll bring him back to earth. There we go. Nicely done. Markland to Troy now, who is... Troy seems to be batting every inning. I mean, they're probably all batting every... They've had 17 hits and God knows how many walks. They probably are batting every inning. Mastakis, who is still 0 for 4. No wonder I like the name. Wow, that's a good bit of fielding. That was absolutely crushed. But Freeman's there. Ends the bottom of the 8th. We need 6 runs from our 4 hits to date. Freeman will try and lead us off. It's a 1-2 pitch. I mean, when Freeman is having an 0 for day, what chance have we got? In comes Vlad, a 3-0. And he walks. That does look like a strike. I mean, if you're them, you just walk Vlad. You know you're going to get everybody else out anyway, so what's the point? Julian strikes out looking. 2 down. And it brings in Abraham Toro, 0 for 3. Strikes out, ends the game, and that was truly miserable. Was truly miserable. Happy Saturday, everybody. Happy Saturday. Wasn't that just exactly what you needed to brighten up your day? We are now 31 and 60 for the year. We will come back to end the season. That'll be away to Tampa Bay. Let me know what you think. Do we keep this going, or are we just kind of conceding that this is going a little wrong? My thought process is that I think the reason that it's going so, other than injury, that it's going wrong this time, is that I think other teams, so the teams that were worse than us, so like the Pirates, the Tigers, for example, I mean, they're still not great, but I'm wondering if maybe they had contracts that they were tied down with. They've now been able to get rid of them and therefore sort of improve the rest of their team. So that's what I'm thinking is maybe happening. But I mean, that was the second worst team in baseball that we just played, and they gave us a little bit of a pounding, didn't they? So still got a winning record last 10 though, so we'll cling to the small victories. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. If you've enjoyed that, I don't know what maybe you've laughed at me, probably have anyway. Thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and if you're not watching the Cubs series yet, it is slightly better than this. Take care.